What's going on, everybody? Charles here with New Wave Digital Marketing, and today we're going to be talking about paid ad strategy. And before you guys start throwing tomatoes at me, getting upset at me, I know that some of you have been burned by paid ads before. You spent money, you didn't see results, and now you think it just doesn't really work for you or your business. And I get it, right? But here's the truth. It wasn't the ads that failed you. It was the strategy that failed you, or more likely, there was no strategy at all. So today, what I'm going to be doing is showing you how to turn your paid ads into an ATM, not a slot machine, right? We need to be predictable, we need to be trackable, and we need to have scalable lead flow. And we'll be able to accomplish that with a strong paid ad strategy. So let's go ahead and break it down. So why do most businesses wind up wasting money on ads? Before we really dive in, it comes down to three things. Number one is they don't have the right structure. They maybe boost a Facebook post or they throw $500 at Google with no real targeting, no landing pages, no follow-up system, nothing, right? That's not advertising. That is straight up gambling, okay? Now, number two is they don't track anything. They spend money and then they feel like it's working. Maybe they're seeing results, whatever, right? But they don't know for sure. Failings do not scale businesses. Data does, okay? One of my mentors always says, data, not drama, all right? And then number three is they don't have anything on the back end that really captures the lead, right? Let's say that everything goes perfect and the ad works. Someone fills out the form and then nobody calls them back for 6 hours because no one was even aware that a lead came in. That's a systems issue, okay? And by then, they've already hired your competitor. So when you fix these three things, structure, tracking, follow-up, etc., paid ads become the most predictable growth lever in your business. You put a dollar in and you know exactly what comes out. And that's what we're going to be talking about building today. So there's a hierarchy to paid advertising, and this is where most people get it wrong. They start at the wrong level. So we want to think of advertising as a pyramid, and at the base, the foundation, you've got Google local service ads. These are the highest intent leads you can get. Right above that is Google search ads, still high intent. Above that, you have retargeting so that we're hitting those warm audience people who already know you. And then at the very top of the pyramid, you have social media and brand ads. That's Facebook, Instagram. That's awareness level, right? And the mistake I see over and over is service businesses that are starting at the top. Okay, they jump straight to Facebook ads because someone told them to. But Facebook is interruption based, right? These people weren't really searching for your service right now. Meanwhile, there are people on Google that are literally typing roofer near me and you're not showing up, right? So you have to build from the bottom up. You want to capture the people that are already looking for you first, then expand upward once that's profitable. You don't want to skip levels. Now, local service ads are the single easiest win in paid advertising for most service businesses. And I'm really shocked at how many people still aren't running them. And this is why it's a no-brainer. Number one, you're going to be paying per lead, not per click. So with Google local service ads, you pay every time someone with Google search ads, you pay every time someone clicks, whether they call you or not. But with local service ads, you only pay when someone actually contacts you. That's a completely different risk profile. You also get what's called a Google Guaranteed badge. That's a green check mark that tells the customer that Google has verified you. And that's going to build some really strong instant trust. And they show up at the top of search results, above the regular ads, above everything else. It's the highest position on the page with the highest intent traffic, and you only pay when it converts. So how do you optimize them? Well, there's three things. Number one is reviews. The more that you have and the higher your rating, the more Google is going to show you. Responsiveness, where you want to answer every lead quickly or Google will just completely tank your visibility. And then your budget, open it as wide as you can afford. If you're getting leads at $25 to $50 each and closing them at $3,000 to $10,000 jobs, why would you cap your budget? Just let it run and bring in those leads consistently, okay? Now, next is Google search ads, okay? This is traditional PPC. This is your accelerator. Once you have the LSAs running, you layer this on top to capture the overflow. Now, the key here is keyword intent. You want to bid on the terms where someone is ready to buy right now. Emergency plumber near me, roof replacement estimate, landscaper for hire. These are people who have their wallet out. They're ready to make a purchase. You don't want to bid on something like how to fix a leaky faucet because that's someone that's trying to do it themselves. You want to bid on the keywords of people who are looking to make a move right now, okay? So your campaign structure matters. You want to have dedicated landing pages, okay? So not just your homepage, not just your website, dedicated landing pages. So when someone searches roof repair in Cleveland, they should land on a page that's specifically about roof repair in Cleveland, not your generic website with 6 different services listed, okay? Relevance is going to drive down your quality score, and quality score drives your cost per click down, okay? So I'll give you a real example. One of our campaigns, we put $9,000 in ad spend. That generated 222 leads, which turns into $67,000 in booked revenue. That's a 7x return. And when you know those numbers, spending more isn't scary. It just becomes math. Now, this is one of the most ignored advertising parts that a lot of service business owners get into, and it's retargeting. And it's probably the cheapest, highest converting ad type that you can run. And here's how it works. Someone visits your website, they look around, maybe they're comparing you to 2 other companies, they leave without calling. But since you have retargeting in place, you're able to essentially tag that visitor using what's called a pixel. That's a little bit of tracking code on your website. And now for the next few weeks, your business is going to show up in their Facebook feed, their Instagram feed, and on all the different websites that they visit. You're not trying to sell them in that ad. You're literally just staying top of mind. So when they're ready to make a decision, and eventually they will be, you're the name that they remember, not the 2 other companies that they looked at. And the cost on this is incredibly low, okay? We're talking pennies per impression. And the conversion rate is high because these people already showed interest. They already visited your site. You're just reminding them that you exist. And so if you're not running retargeting, you are letting the warm leads walk away and forget about you before they have a chance to convert. And then right up here, we got meta ads, okay? More specifically, Facebook and Instagram ads. And I'm going to be real with you. I don't personally believe that this is where you start. All right. I know that's not what a lot of agencies will tell you, but in my opinion, meta ads are interruptions based. Nobody on Instagram is searching for a plumber. They're scrolling through memes, vacation photos, and cat videos, right? But with that being said, meta ads have a place in your strategy, and it's a completely necessary place, right? They're incredible for helping you stay top of mind with your local market. So that's hyper local targeting. You can target homeowners within a 15-mile radius of your service area who own homes that are valued over a certain amount. And that's going to be powerful for brand building. They're also great for database audiences where you can upload your past customer list and run ads that are specific to them. So that's going to be things like seasonal reminders, new service announcements, referral incentives, etc. So, but if you're under 3 million in revenue and you don't have the budget headroom, you don't want to start here. Get your LSA and Google ads profitable first, then layer meta ads on top for awareness and retargeting. That is a smart sequence based on our expert opinion, right? So tracking, okay? This is completely non-negotiable. If you cannot track it, you do not spend money on it, period. I see businesses all the time that are spending $3,000 a month on ads, but then when I ask, hey, what's your cost per lead or your cost per acquisition, they say, I don't know. When I ask which campaign is actually generating the most booked jobs, they say, I'm not sure. That's not marketing, that's hoping. You need call tracking, a unique phone number on your ads and landing pages so you know exactly which calls came from which campaign. You need form tracking, so you need to know which form submission came from Google versus Facebook versus organic. And you need attribution. You need to connect the lead all the way through to the book job so you know your actual cost per customer, not just your cost per lead. Because here's the thing, a $50 lead that closes at 30% is way more valuable than a $20 lead that closes at 5%. You can't know that without tracking the full journey. So the businesses at scale are the ones that know their numbers flat, okay? Now, this is where the whole thing either works or completely falls apart. You can have the best ads in the world. You can have the best targeting, the best landing pages. But if nobody follows up with that lead within 5 minutes, you just wasted your money, okay? 78% of jobs go to whoever responds first. And I'm going to say that one more time so it really gets in there. 78%. It's not going to whoever is cheapest. It's not going to whoever has the best reviews. It's not going to whoever has the best price. It's whoever picks up the phone first. So what happens when a lead comes in at, say, 9 p.m. or on a Saturday, or when you're on a job site, or when you're working with a client, right? If the answer is nothing, your ads are generating leads that your competitors are going to be closing, all right? So this is where automation becomes absolutely critical. The second someone fills out a form or clicks to call, they should get an instant text back. Hey, we got your info. Someone from our team will call you in the next few minutes. That alone is going to change the game for you. Then you layer in a follow-up sequence. That's automated texts and emails over the next week or so, right? Because most people don't book on the first touch. They're going to need multiple follow-ups, all right? Ads without follow-ups is like filling a bucket with no bottom. The money is going to go right in and fall right through. Now, last, let's talk about budget, okay? Because everyone wants to know, how much should I actually spend on ads? And the answer is, well, it depends, okay? How fast do you want to grow is the real question you need to ask yourself. So here's the framework. You want to start with your revenue goal in mind and then work backwards. If your average job is $5,000 and you want to do $100,000 a month in revenue, you're going to need 20 jobs. If your close rate is 30%, you need about 67 leads to get 20 jobs. If your cost per lead is $40, that's roughly $2,700 a month in ad spend to hit the $100,000 in revenue. That's the math. Now, in terms of percentage of revenue, if you're spending 5% of your revenue on marketing, you're really just maintaining. You're not growing, you're just sort of replacing the customers that fizzle out naturally, right? Now, if you go 6 to 15%, that's a little more aggressive, okay? And that's where you're focusing on that moderate, steady growth, okay? But if you want to get into that 15% or more, that's going to be aggressive, accelerated growth, and that's how you double your revenue in a year, okay? The key is knowing your numbers well enough that spending more feels like a no-brainer. When you know every dollar that you spend gives you $3 to $7 back, the only question becomes, why am I not spending more? Now, I want to give you a short story about one of my clients, Robert Boney Morton. He is a tattoo artist who owns a shop in Cleveland, Ohio. He has never ran ads before a day in his life. It's completely new to paid advertising. And so we built out his infrastructure, the ads, the landing pages, the follow-up automations. And in his first month, he managed to generate 97 leads at $6 a piece, right? 97 people raising their hand saying, I want to book a tattoo at $6 per lead. Now think about that, all right? Now, in his case, we were able to convert about 20% of those people, all right? Now, if anywhere from 20 to 30% of those people convert, that's 29 new clients per month. And for a tattoo artist that's charging anywhere from $200 to $500 per session, that's potentially $6,000 to $15,000 in new revenue from $582 in ad spend. And here's the compound effect. Those 97 people are now in his database. He can retarget them. He can email them. He can text them about flash sales or openings. The list grows every single month, and the ads aren't just generating leads. They're actively building the list, an asset inside of the business, okay? And remember that this is not a marketing company. This isn't a tech startup. This is a tattoo artist. And if it works for you, for him, it could work for your business. A system is a system, okay? So you just got the complete paid ads framework. You got the hierarchy, you got the tracking, you got the speed to lead piece, you got the budget math. You can take all of this and you can go build it yourself. Seriously, everything I just went over with you completely works. You can work through it on your own and build it yourself. But if you want to know exactly how to structure something like this inside of your business for your specific market and your specific budget and revenue, me and my team will map it out for you for free. Eventually, there's going to be a link or something of that nature that you can click. You could also go to newwavedigitalmarketing.com/work with us, and there'll be a small form you can fill out. You'll tell us about your business, and we'll take that information. We'll personally look at your market. We'll analyze what your competitors are doing, and we'll record a custom growth overview video showing you exactly where the opportunity is and how much it would cost to capture it. So there's no sales calls, there's no obligation, there's nothing like that, right? It's just a custom video with a full-on go-to-market strategy for marketing your business in your area, okay? So once you get that custom video, you can either work with us to do it or you can do it yourself. It's up to you, right? So click the link. Let's get it done. I'm excited to help you with the growth of your business. I've been Charles, and I'll see you on the next one.